This is the new Noli Endorphin, and it's the first of their Gen 6 bikes to be released. This is Noli's trail bike, and you can run it in a few different configurations. You can get it in full 27.5 with a 160mm fork up front and 150mm travel in the rear, or you can run it as a mullet with a 140mm fork up front and 135mm travel in the rear. Now you can't get this particular spec from Noli. This is a custom bike. It's actually not even a demo bike. This is Noel, the owner of Noli's personal bike that he let me borrow to try out. This particular build has a 160mm fork up front, it's got 150mm travel in the rear, and it's set up as a mullet, so all I can say is that if that's what you want to do to this bike, I rode it like this and I really liked it. So if you want to learn more about this bike, head over to the Noli website, and if you have even more specific questions, send them an email, they'll be happy to help. So okay, let's talk about a few of the updates. Now, probably the most obvious and what I hear the most requested by the internet is they now have a straight top tube, which I think looks great. We also have a mono rocker link here. So this used to be two pieces, but it's all one piece now. So it just makes the center of the frame just a little bit stiffer, feels a little bit nicer. They've also gone away with the bushings here. There's all bearings in the links, and that also feels great. Noli's known for having a great feeling kinematics, and there's a reason they have a cult following. And that's part of the reason why. And I think this actually feels even better. So if you're a fan of Noli kinematics, you're gonna like this even more. We've got a place underneath the top tube here to mount extra tools and whatnot. We've got UDH in the back, and they're also doing size-specific stays to go with, well, whichever size you get. So bigger bike, bigger stays. Makes sense. They've also tried to focus on smaller riders with this bike. So it has a very low standover. So if you got little legs, this might be the bike for you. And finally, they made a lot of the tooling easier so you can pop those bearings in and out of this frame and swap them super easy. But okay, let's go take this thing for a ride. Okay, here on the Noli Endorphin, the new one. Just gonna do a little warm up on CBC here. I think I'll reserve talking about the bike until I get a little warmed up and we get to the next section of trails. Super dank out, so this is probably somewhat dangerous. Gotta get my hop in though. Alright. Corkscrew. Classic shore conditions. Ooh. Exactly what this bike is made for. If you don't know, Noli is located here in Vancouver, so this is the type of riding that these bikes are designed to do. Now this one, hopefully I think I would have mentioned, is set up 160, 150. This is Noel's personal bike that he's let me borrow to try out. And I really like it. This bike, this is like one of the most actual all mountain bikes I've ridden. And now normally I really like, obviously, big travel bikes. If you watch my videos, you know that. We're running a 180 mil fork on my enduro bikes. And basically always tried to get my bikes doing as much travel as they can be. I've been pretty sold on 29ers lately too, but this mullet I really like, and I'm actually looking forward to hopefully more Noli mullets. So I'm also 6 feet, maybe a little taller with these big platform 510s, and this is a size large, and this fits me totally fine. Noel is 6'2", I believe, and like I said, this is his personal bike. So if you're a taller rider and you still want to ride the Endorphin, even though it was made with smaller riders in mind, you know, if you're 6 feet up to probably 6'2", yeah, you can definitely ride this bike. Such a playful bike, but so stable too. Whoa! This has really made me reconsider being full 29. Maybe my next bike should be a mullet, because it's pretty sick. Alright, so this is Boogeyman. Haven't ridden this in ages, but this is a double black trail. Ooh, haha. Nice. Now, when I first was going to demo this bike, you know, I was worried about it being shorter travel. I mean, it's not short travel. It's still got 160 in the front, 150 in the rear, but it's short-term travel than all the bikes I normally ride. I thought, you know, it'll feel like an XC bike, and maybe I won't really like it. But definitely. Oh, I gotta concentrate here. Focus. But it's definitely grown on me a lot. And yeah, this is quite the do-it-all bike. Like if you want to do it all, like normally when I ride my bike the way it's set up on a big long alpine day, I'm pretty beat. Definitely takes that extra energy to climb a big enduro bike, but it's worth it for the downhills. But if you just dial that back a little bit, you end up getting this bike, and you can climb very nicely and still descend like with most of your confidence. Oh, I haven't ridden skinnies in a while. And yeah, you don't ride skinnies for 1 week and it's like you've never ridden them at all. Oh, nice. That's quite an aggressive landing, and this just has a nice bottomless feel. I really like how Noli does kinematics. Just feels great, and with the new bearings, you know, I used to use bushings in some of the links, but they switched to all the bearings now, and I think it feels even better. There's a reason that Noli has a cult following, and it's because if you try the bike, usually people just love the kinematics and the design, and there's not exactly anything else like it out there. Ooh, yeah. And the fact that you can run this bike in quite a few different configurations is very interesting. I think I'd run it how Noel has it, but... Hi! But you can run it as a 140, 135, you know, really trail bike territory, where there's full 27, come around as a mullet like it is now. Very versatile. The other thing I really love about Noli, which again, if you've been watching my channel for a while, is they're just tough. A lot of people buy these bikes and keep them for a long time. Ooh, okay, that's slippery. Alright, the log's a little slipperier than I'd like it while trying to talk about bikes. Yeah, the Nolis are tough. I've ridden mine as hard as I can and haven't had any issues. And that just hasn't been the case for a lot of carbon bikes I've tried. I've really been enjoying this bike, and I'm excited to see the next generation all come out. The new Fugitive, the new Award, and the new Chilcote, and they're all going to get this treatment. And yeah, between the new rocker, the bearings, you know, the nice new look, new frame design, front triangle, yeah, it's awesome, and I think people are going to really like it. All right, we're going to go do Lower Boogeyman. Probably one of the most gnarly sanctioned sections here on the shore. That's also awesome. I haven't ridden it in ages. It's always scary to do on a new bike, but let's take it nice and easy. Romp around a little bit. Try and sneak over here so I can get that little drop. Sneak across here. Let's go down this way. Go here. Here. Big drop. Nice. Oh, so fun. Alright, this is Empress. A double black jank tech trail. Basically all rock. This is one of those trails that when I first started riding here, I really didn't like. But now it's probably one of my favorites. Whoa! Especially on a bike like this, that's nice and nimble. You can actually move it around the jank. This thing has very reasonable length rear end. You pair that with the mullet, means things are quite playful. And I think people think that since the Nolis are aluminum, like, oh, they're not playful, but the geometry really does play well with the shore. I was pretty anti-mullet before, but not anti-mullet. I think they had their place, but I didn't think they were for me. But this has really grown on me. I definitely would like to try the long travel version of this bike now. And I could ride this bike as my only bike, for sure. It's just so capable. The only thing that I like long travel for is when I'm running at my limit, I make dumb decisions and need that extra long travel to fix it for me. Alright, that's it for the first ride on the new Endorphin. If you want to check one out, go check out Noli's website. They've just come out, they got a lot of good colors. This is a great bike if you're looking for a do-it-all trail bike that you can also beat up and you can have for a long time. It's going to last. I mean, hard to beat Noli. Okay, see you guys in the next one.